what I basically saw from across the board, period, was that just the Democrats really trying to expose how inequipped this young woman is to be a Supreme Court justice, which is a position that you would hold for the rest of your life. And then on the Republican side, you see a lot of them just giving up their platforms to allow Amy to defend herself. And you know me, I'm thinking to myself, oh man, these Republicans, they stick together, man. They are tight. But that's pretty much what I was seeing. I mean, I'm going to get into a little bit of what I saw some of the senators coming at her with, starting off with Amy Klobuchar. If you do not know who she was, she's a senator out of Minnesota who was previously running for a Democratic nominee for president. But with her platform, she was insinuating that she is in line with Trump on the removal of the Affordable Care Act, aka Obamacare. And of course, Amy says that she is not alongside him, but it has been a common conversation. And I think that there's a lot of people that think that she's in line with Trump, just looking at how he did appoint her in 2018. So I mean, that's always something that she's going to be looked at in a weary way of. But one senator that really dug into Amy, and I was really entertained by it, was Senator Hirono, which is a Democrat out of Hawaii. And she came at Amy kind of hard. I was enjoying it. She just kind of really presented arguments of where Amy was showing very inconsistent views, and really made her appear as if Amy's not really trying to step on any toes, because a lot of Amy's responses were, well, I'm not going to answer that on the grounds of this is something that is, you know, public opinion, or this is something that is debated amongst my peers, or there was just excuses all over the board as to why she couldn't answer certain questions from Senator Hirono. So it was really just obvious of how she was really trying to...
She was ducking and dodging.
Yeah, she was really worried about who was going to hear her response. And so she was just using, you know, those moments to try to say, well, you know, it's probably best for me not to comment on that, you know, jeopardizing my future position or what have you.
She already knows she has the position in the bag, though. In my opinion,
I do think that she feels a sense of comfortability. I mean, one thing that, like I say, like the Republicans they're standing up for her. I mean, there was the first Republican I saw that spoke up about her was Republican Ernst out of Iowa. Den Ernst.
Oh, yeah.
Den Ernst. And he stepped up for Amy, first allowing her to speak before he said anything, and addressed the accusations that the previous Senator Hirono had made to kind of clear her name. And then she kind of notes how similar Amy is to RBG. Tries to, you know, point out the point that so many people are trying to say that this is going to tip the balances of the Supreme Court, when actually this young woman has many similarities. So, and I just think it's so funny how the Republicans try to play this game.
They continue to disrespect RBG. The first disrespect was when they started this campaign an hour after she died.
Yeah. That was very disrespectful.
I just don't understand why they keep jabbing at someone who's passed away. Just stop mentioning her.
I don't know what it is. They're trying to really get it replaced before people start to really make it a topic of conversation. I mean, first they align you with the person you're replacing, and then they say, you know, they'll give her questions like, what would you tell others coming behind you? So they're already trying to, you know, form-fit Amy as this inspirational person. You know what I mean? When really she was just a practicing lawyer who went into teaching, who went straight into becoming a judge. Now, I don't know all of the qualifications that it takes to become a judge, but I thought that they were, you know, much more than just being a practicing lawyer. I don't know. I thought you would need some ranks for some reason to be a Supreme Court justice.
Somebody has to just appoint you. Somebody has to appoint you, and then you become a judge, and then you get elected to be in the Supreme Court, as she is.
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, you even have.
What did Booker say?
Yeah, some of our black senators did speak up in this moment, and Booker was talking about, basically, frankly, asking Amy about her knowledge of the racial bias in this country, and in the moment, she actually said that she was not well read, because he actually asked her specifically, what books have you read to educate yourself on these topics? And she mumbled a little bit, then she went on to say, well, I haven't read any literature. So basically
what topics?
With the topics of the racial bias, like, so we all know that there's systematic racism in this country.
Yeah.
And he was trying to ask her if she was well read on that. Like, are you educated on the systematic racism? You're about to be, a Supreme Court justice of the highest court in the land. Are you educated on this? And he really hit it on the head, because as soon as she said that she was not well read, he formed that into you're not prepared to be a judge for this country if you're not educated. A few of the things that, if you're not aware of the contract with Black America, it talks about things like, first of all, it talks about how schools are funded. It talks about getting the money spread equally amongst all of the students in that county, as opposed to just the schools with higher tax value. That's one thing it talks about. It talks about healthcare, making it more accessible to everybody, like the ACA. So we're continuing to endorse things like that, but it also focuses on qualified immunity, removing qualified immunity from the officers, so that they can have some type of repercussions for what they're doing in the streets. I feel like that plan consists of a lot of different things that we are asking for as a people. That's why I say definitely.
And those are very attainable things.
Definitely.
Honestly, that's not even asking for much. It's not even asking for enough.
We just need to stand behind it. And really, take it to our local political offices and get those, your local officials to sign off on this document. It's definitely something that, like you say, is very attainable, but we need to get behind it and stand for something. I think that some of us watch too much news. I'm hearing a lot of people saying, "Oh, Ice Cube need to stay in his lane," and this, what I'm saying. But we gotta.
Why does he need to stay in his lane? He's using his voice, just like all of us should be doing.
Using your platform. I mean, but that's why
trying to get something for Black America. We've been wrong for so many years. It's enough. So, the time is now. So, thank you, Ice Cube.
No, appreciate Ice Cube. And while we on that note, we definitely got to shout out Diddy, who just made a power move.
Yes.
With what he is launching, is calling his Our Black Party. So, if you are not aware of this.
Yeah, Diddy had an interview recently with Charlamagne, and he came out saying that it would be irresponsible of me to have us hold our vote hostage, but it would be also irresponsible of me to just let this moment go by. The world is watching, and I'm doing everything I can to make sure that going forth, we're a part of the narrative, that we own our own politics. I'm launching one of the boldest movements that I've ever launched. It's called our Black Party. It's time for us to have our own Black political party, unapologetically. Because right now, if you look at the debates, we're not even a part of the conversation. We don't have any political power. We don't have any political leverage. And so we're starting our Black Party with some young, fearless Black activists, elected officials, and I've stepped up and put the money behind it. He told Complex, during an interview with Charlamagne. So Diddy is really doing things.
Yeah. No, I love what he's doing. I think that it's a step in the right direction. Like you said, we do need a voice, and we can have no voice without a form of governance. And I think this is a big step in that direction. Go ahead.
I've always felt like, why can't we have our own political party? And it's just beautiful seeing that, you know, Ice Cube first doing something that he didn't even need to do, and putting forth this little team to make this black contract with America, you know? That was something he didn't have to do. And Diddy now also using his own platform to create this Our Black Party. That's amazing.
It's big.
That's really
It's big. I mean, it's definitely coming at the right time ever since, you know, George Floyd and
everyone's stepping
the
up.
recent, the recent, rise of this movement. Everyone has been moving towards that, and I've always been talking about a sense of self-governance myself. I feel like we can't keep on asking other people to do things for us. At some point in time, we're going to have our own governing body, and I definitely think this Our Black Party is something that is a great step in that direction. And I don't want people to feel deterred because of the word black. We spoke on that a couple of episodes back, but what we're really trying to do here is create a party for the people, by the people, and I think that Our Black Party is universal, but it's in a sense kind of starting at the root of saying black people.
Talk about the values of the Black Party.
Oh yeah, I mean,
it's like getting black people the right to have their own politics. Black people have a right to be fair, to have fair and a just criminal legal system. Black people have a right to economic equality, equity within the United States of America. Black people have a right to health equity in the United States of America. Black people have a right to educational equity in the United States of America. Black people have a right to every unalienable right guaranteed in the Constitution of the United States. Black people have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Black people are not a monolithic group, and therefore we have a right to advocate for different things. Above all, black people have a responsibility to love each other, and accountability is love. Honestly, those are just human rights.
Yeah, flat out.
But we have to these are the core values of the Black Party. So it's not just specifically only black people, or we're not trying to alienate anyone else. I love what Diddy did with this.
No, I love what he's doing, and so what I see is us ultimately, we're coming up with the governing body. We're coming up with the contract with the rest of America. And so if we can just continue to invest in each other, and I already see the black dollar starting to grow in the community. I mean, we see all of these changes that are beginning to happen. So everybody just needs to play their part, and we can, really bring about this change. I love being the sound of being able to say that I'm a part of, this
change, this
right.
this movement going on.
Definitely.